Alright, so Heroes of Hammerwatch. Hold on, I need to turn the music down a little. Somewhere around there should be good. Heroes of Hammerwatch got a really nice, pretty sizable update. So I'm gonna do a new game +1 thief run on my new game +1 thief. So my class titles. Show the itemary real quick. There were a few changes. There's now an epic tier above the rare tier. These 4 items have become epic. I don't know why they chose the crown. Dragon Scale Mail, Sphere of Champions, Ring of Arcane Powers. This all makes sense. Why they went with the crown here, I'm not quite sure. But basically, there are a couple of new item sets. One of them is the Markham's set, which will give you benefits for benefits multiplied by the number of items in your inventory, the number of total items. So you've got the wand, which gives you spell power. You've got the amulet, which gives you health and mana. The mace, which gives you attack power. The other ones are down here. You have the stone, which gives you ore gain. There's also one that gives you gold gain, which perhaps I have not personally seen yet. And there might be some others. There are at least 5, obviously, because of the set bonus. The set bonus can give you armor and resistance, and faster attacks and skills, which is important because the King's set bonus got nerfed. And I think that's because there are more attack speed items in the game now. There's also a hero unknown's frying pan, which gives you it gives anyone a paladin shield behind them in a 90-degree arc. If you get this on paladin with a maxed out shield, you would be pretty much immune to projectiles, at least non-magical projectiles. There are also curio items. They pretty much all have similar effects to this. There are at least 3 of them. They give you some of everything. And there are a couple other one-off items that are not necessarily worth mentioning. Like there's reinforced gloves, for example. Some of the icons have changed, as you can see with Seal the Martyr. It is now a green Pokeball. Pickaxe got reworded. Functionally, if you only have one pickaxe, the effect is pretty much the same. You have 50% chance to get an extra ore when you pick up an ore. But the way that ore gain in general works has been redesigned. And there's actually other items that can give you % ore gain now. And being on New Game Plus, you get 20% additional ore and gold gain per level of New Game Plus. So there are a lot of really good changes. This guy's level 24, by the way, so hopefully we'll level up on this run. And show you my chapel too before we start. I've got left click build. Not sure how that's going to work out in New Game Plus. The way it scales now is you don't take more damage, but you get an armor and resistance debuff per New Game Plus level. So you can see I have minus 50 armor and minus 40 resistance, which means I'm still starting positive, which is nice. Okay, so the pickaxe could be nice. There's also a new Anvil. I don't have that yet, so I can't show you, but I'm hoping to get it this run. Let's get some money. So there's also a drink system now. You can get buffs before you go into town. You'll find that you can now upgrade the bar twice in the guild hall. The town hall, rather. Whenever you collect a drink, it has a limited number of uses that you can see in the top right. And you can only take 5. You will start with 2 random drinks, and these are the ones I've found so far. You can get higher quality ones on higher New Game Plus levels. Found both of these uncommons on New Game Plus 2. They're pretty interesting. 100% critical damage on your primary attack, but you take 10% more damage. Plus 75% skill damage, but plus 50% skill cost, which is technically net even, and because of the new shrine buffs, this can actually turn out really, really well. A Fool's Errand I actually quite like. It's 200% gold gain, but you have -5 health regen while standing still. A Strong Arm is pretty good. 25 attack power for 15 armor. Lady's Blessing, it's really good. 2 health regens, quite strong. We're actually going to take that one. You can get Mellow Mist, minus 10% damage taken for 0.4 move speed. Also good, I'm going to take that one. There's also On the Run, which I can use to replace the move speed. And since we're a thief and on New Game Plus, we're still going to have over 200% gold gain. So I'm still going to take that. And then this mana regen one is just insane. And I also like the evasion. Okay, so the mana regen potion is important because if you're running mana regen chapel, that will get doubled, so it'll actually give you 6. So I'm at 7, but it could be a lot higher. We also have new stats. You can see your crit and spell crit damage and chance now, as well as your evasion. So between the thief passive and the drink, I've actually got 32.5% evasion. The stacking is bad. It's not. It doesn't just stack to 35. It falls off, but that's fine. And they also can see your level cap now and your percent ore gain. That's all the new stuff they added for the stats. There's also another new system that I'll talk about either at the end of this video or in another video. We're gonna take this shop, I think. We need a little more gold. Because I don't have the Anvil yet. That lets you do the thing. Make sure we're on +1. And it's time to go. Okay, so we have a shrine right off the bat here. So these used to take away 1 stat and give you another. Now they just give you a buff, but it's temporary and you'll get a little buff timer in the bottom right. Not entirely sure the buff timer works properly yet. Definitely does not in multiplayer. Okay, so we have Protective Power. That just gives us a pretty hefty, to be honest, defense boost. Doesn't show up in the stat screen, however. I think in general, the New Game Pluses should be easier now. Both because of how they changed the enemy scaling. In that, well, I guess the enemies technically don't scale. I think they do more damage. Or, not they do more damage, I think they have more health. But they do the same damage, so if you get a lot of armor, you'll still be pretty good. If you can get up to around like 50 armor, that's where it starts falling off really hard, I think. So left click thief is still pretty good in New Game +1. It's going to get a lot harder in +2 though, if you get to that point. And actually, the Spell Thief is really, really good now. One of the shrine buffs can give you unlimited mana for a while. And you can see it counting down here. And when you get that, it's basically just a free floor. Depending on how fast you go, it could be multiple free floors. You can see already with the mana regen, my mana's going up quite fast, this thief. We don't use a lot of mana for our spells. We just got 2 ore there right off the start. We have 120, so that... I think the way it works is that's a 20% chance. That seems to be how it's working. Kind of need to go back for that, huh? The other system I mentioned is that you can actually craft certain items. Anything below epic quality is craftable if you find the blueprint for it, but you need the Anvil first, which has a higher chance of spawning on New Game Plus, and it spawns in the armory. So hopefully I'll find that this time and I can talk about it. You can also use spare skill points, the stars in the town, to attune to items, and that will double their effect. More specifically, it will act as though you have 2 of that item. I don't think my thief's attuned to anything. My sorcerer is, because I played a little multiplayer, and the guy I played with had the Anvil. But yeah, in general, the game, all of the updates this patch were fantastic, in my opinion. They've added a lot more scaling, which feels really good. And you actually get more gold and ore for playing on New Game Plus now, so it's worthwhile to another extent, beyond just the class titles. Plus the levels are a lot more meaningful because you can attune to items. You have a higher chance of finding better scrolls, better drinks, higher chance of finding the Anvil in the first place. So eventually, you can actually get the rare blueprints, the blue items. And most of the King's items are still there. And the King's items also got individual buffs, although the set bonus got nerfed. So eventually, when you can craft and attune to the King's items, being able to start the game as left-click thief with a Sword of Kings and attuning, so you get double the bonus, would be pretty insane. Or like, imagine being able to start a sorcerer run with an attuned Scepter of Kings and having plus 80 skill power. Just straight off. Pretty crazy. I'm very excited. So uncommon blueprints don't start showing up until New Game Plus, and then the rare ones are New Game Plus 2. Presumably the chances of finding better ones will go up the higher New Game Plus beyond that, but they didn't mention in the patch notes, so I'm not certain. Also not quite sure why the tomatoes have blue specks on them. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Need to explore this region over here still. Could be an item, and getting all the items possible, even if they're bad items now, they buff the Markham's items, so having lots of items is always really good. Because I really do like the Markham's set. Boots of Speed. So the negative we took in the move speed is pretty much negated at this point. Broadsword. Almost didn't see this. Mail of Thorns. I do wonder if, because when you get the Anvil, you get 2 random blueprints. So I do wonder if those are based on your town save or your character's save. So I wonder if my thief will have different starting blueprints than my wizard, or my warlock. Sorcerer even, sorry. Hopefully we'll find out this run. But I've done quite a lot so far and have yet to see the Anvil in the dungeon. That said, a decent amount of that was multiplayer, and I'm not 100% sure you can get them in multiplayer. We did find blueprints in multiplayer. Well, we found one blueprint in multiplayer, and it was on the armory, for what that's worth. Alright, so now we can talk about shops. The shops have been changed a little as well. They're a lot more interesting now. They'll have 5 options, and you're allowed to buy 3 of them per shop. And if you get Fancy Plume now, it'll add 2 items to the shop. But as of right now, you can't buy any additional items. It's just more options. So obviously we're going to get Vendor Coin. And then we'll probably get Stiletto. And then... I'm kind of torn now, actually. Maybe I don't get Stiletto and I just get the 3 set bonus items. Because I really do want to get the Journeyman's outfit for 10% damage reduction. When we get 4, of course. But then the Disciples Arcana could be really good as well. We'll get 5 skill power right away for buying these 2. Then if we get the 4th, we'll have a 20% mana reduction. Plus the 5 resistance is not insignificant now. Oh, oops. Okay, well, I mean, that's fine. I think this one is better anyway, so... they're about the same. I forgot that we bought Vendor Coin. That was my bad. Alright, so when this Shrine buff wears off, it's going to get a little harder. But at the end of the day, it won't be that much worse. Smoke Bomb is really, really good for left-click Thief. Oh, so there have been a few other changes. You might have seen in the patch notes that some enemies will now have more attack buffs and stuff. Like they'll do different... More enemies will do different things on New Game Plus. We noticed that the ice statues, the projectiles actually bounce now in New Game Plus. Now we were on +2, so I'm not 100% sure. That might not happen on just New Game Plus. Oh my gosh, he's dying fast. Yep, Apothecary Spheres, very good. And we do have 3 already. So we just need 1 more for infinite potions. Not literally infinite, but yeah. Effectively, it's pretty much infinite potions. And our defense buff has worn off now. Oh, okay, so that's a keg. You can see on the map, they're kind of a... I like the icon a lot. They did a great job on the icon. It's a martini glass. It's pretty cool. Oh, I didn't read the effect, but it's Ancient Spirit. I don't know if you can pick up something that you currently already have in the town. That'll be interesting to find out. If anyone knows, feel free to let me know. But since they have charges, I would not be surprised either way. Some of the textures are a little off today. The range on that is so good as well. It would be nice to get my thief leveled up because its class bonus is pretty nice. Oh, the other thing is for left-click builds, I guess, since Bloodthirst Ring is blue, you could actually start with an attuned Bloodthirst Ring if you get the blueprint. Which would be really good for left-click. It was an easy one. 2 moves. Oh, there's the apothecary item. Getting that early is really good. So we can replenish our potions now. Which means if I need to use, if there's any decent reason to use a potion, I should use one. Especially if I have max potions. And also I can be a little more lenient with my mana. Although, to be fair, Thief doesn't really have mana issues anyway. Especially with this new mana gain drink. Like, look how fast my mana shoots back up. I can just grapple everywhere and it doesn't even matter. I'm never gonna run out. Look at that. The grapple mana comes back by the time I can use another grapple. Definitely my favorite though is like when you get the shrine buff for infinite potential. That was a new item. I should hover over that for a second. So that's Kurio's box. It's just the lowest form of the Kurio's items. It gives you a little bit of everything, which of course is really good because the more armor and resistance you get, the easier it'll be. It'll pretty much just be like a new game run. But yeah, when you get the infinite potential shrine buff and you have unlimited mana, it's honestly a little overpowered. Although, you know, it is temporary, so I think it's fair. And all it really does at the end of the day is to make it so that you don't have to wait between rooms. Because really, you should have enough mana to clear one room anyway. Most of the time. Or do like one pull. So it kind of just speeds up your gameplay. Honestly, in multiplayer we had it on New Game Plus 2 and I was playing Sorcerer. And it felt like old Warlock. Like I could just run circles in the room and kill everything. It was great. That buff is a lot of fun. Alright, so we're done here. Alright, there's our shop. You are pretty much guaranteed a shop per act now. They said it was almost guaranteed in the patch notes. Which is good. Of course, if you get good rolls on the fountain, you could pretty much get a shop every floor. There's another buff here. The dodge chance is doing a lot of work as well, honestly. What are we at? Still 3.25. 32.5. Incredible strength. Okay, so this is the damage buff. It makes your left click attack do a lot more damage. Of course, it's only temporary. Honestly, our clear speed has been fine, so I probably should have waited until the next, or until I was leaving for the next floor to get that. They are time-based, so... Oh, they removed the healing banner guy, by the way. Which I thought was an interesting decision. They weren't the worst thing in the world, but... I mean, honestly, let's be real here. You didn't really notice them, at least in New Game and New Game Plus. In Plus 2 onwards, they may have gotten a little annoying. Greater Ring of Rejuvenation. So we definitely go for the pamphlet. I guess we can get our stiletto here. Yeah, and we go for the ring. Easy calls, easy calls. Sometimes it can be hard to choose your shop items. I think it would be very cool if they added the ability to buy +1 item either on the oh god. Okay, we're gonna back up here. Either on the Fancy Plume itself, or if they added another item and put it in a set with Fancy Plume, and maybe give them a set bonus as well. Honestly, the back shield, the frying pan, I suppose, it's probably a really good item. Because when you think about it, most of the time that you get hit by an arrow, it is in the back. It'd be like walking straight away from an archer to get to something else and get shot most of the time. For me, anyway. At least on melee characters. Okay, so we didn't see the button. Part of the patch notes said that the button was guaranteed to spawn now, which I had never seen it not spawn anyway, so I don't know if that was just a rare bug or what, but it's probably another good reason to let the shrine buff wait until the end of the floor. Dude, where is it? Is that it? No. I'm gonna start just brushing up against random walls. I checked there, right? Did I check here? Yes, clearly I did. It's not this, is it? Nope. Oh, there it is. That's a hard one. Can barely see this. All that for just a little bit of gold. Very worth it, I know. I haven't actually cleared New Game Plus with the Thief yet, so I need every benefit. Aye, you shot me while stunned. It's cheating. It's a passable wall there, that's cool. Why can they shoot while stunned? I guess they start the wind-up. And then stunning doesn't interrupt. Enlightenment, that's good. I still need my one last level. That'll let me attune to some stuff when I get the Anvil as well. Assuming I make it that far. Okay, we're gonna back up since we're out of mana. Okay. Honestly, New Game +1's pretty easy if you take your time. Okay, actually, I've just remembered that we're pretty free to use potions. So we can pop one to take that guy out fast. With the full apothecary set, potions are going to be coming fast and often. Even being down 2, I still feel pretty safe. See, if I already got one back right there. The clear speed honestly goes up a lot with the apothecary set, if you can abuse it. Right there. Pretty much no reason to be walking around with no mana. Just use a potion. We were down one, or we had max potions anyway, so there you go. Apothecary set is very powerful. So we're down 2 potions again now. I was hoping we would get one back on that room, but it is what it is. We have one back now, so that's good. I don't think we need many to do the boss, so we'll be alright. Markham's Purse. That's the gold gain one, I believe. Quite good, quite good. We're at doing pretty good actually on items. A little more would help, but I didn't get any fountain buffs for this run. So it's hard to complain too much. Does this... They should make that break boxes. Thief needs a box breaking spell. The Fan of Knives kind of works. Alright. So if you haven't seen Boss 2 on New Game Plus before, he's a little spookier. So he'll spin and shit bombs out everywhere. Okay. These guys are jerks too. They'll shoot a spread of 3 of those things that stick you together now. Bolas, that's the word. They'll spit out 3 bolas now. Oh, never mind. 3 bolas is a new game +2 thing. Adventurer's Garb, Circlet of Willpower. It's part of the Disciples Arcana. 1 more and our spells cost less, which is great. I think we actually got a potion back against one of the minions on that boss, didn't we? Did we use 1 or 2 potions? I don't recall. Alright, so the speed at which that statue dies is going to say a lot about our run. So hopefully it goes down pretty fast. That wasn't too bad. God, the thieves really do hurt. Oh, they did change lifesteal a little bit this patch, which is interesting. You can no longer heal for more than the enemy has in health. Or rather, it takes in the amount of health the enemy had into account. So like if you hit 100 but they only have 50 health, you'll get healing based on a 50 hit instead of a 100 hit. Which is pretty rough, but I mean, it's not that bad. It's kind of how it deserves to work anyway. It is life steal, and you can't steal life they don't have. Keep an eye on the potion count. Whenever we're at full, we can afford to be really, really aggressive. I got hit by the elite archer's barrage there. So really I should be looking for the last statue. What is this? Oh, it's the Anvil. Yes. Alright. Objective complete. Even if we lose this run, I can be happy. We'll talk about that briefly after the run. I guess I've already mentioned it a little, but... Okay. Projectiles bouncing is a new game +2 thing. Confirmed. I think that is fair. If it did it on new game +1, I probably would have been a little salty. Because it's pretty scary, especially when you're playing a sorcerer. It's hard to keep track of all that. Okay, here's the statue. Yikes. Okay. The ghosts are the hardest part. Those thief ghosts are so hard. I wish your melee hits would always damage them. I don't even know what that banner does, to be honest with you. Okay, that doesn't work on the towers. Note it. Okay. Honestly, after you get the 3 statues, you can really take your time on these floors. You probably should take your time anyway. I don't like to take my time in this game at all, which is why I play left-click thief. Why my highest character is New Game +2, probably. You need a lot of patience to push through the higher New Game pluses. So you gotta wait for mana, etc, etc. I don't like waiting, I just want to go. Oh, yeah, so there are more Scrolls of Magic Missile now. I'm sure you guys all love this item, so it's great that they've added more. It is better now, though. So with 2 and 3, it'll unleash 3 and 7 missiles, which honestly, it does do good damage, and they'll release in a spread the same as like this. So I think it's actually a pretty decent item now if you can get the set bonus. Especially on Thief, where you're right-clicking for AoE anyway. If you stand next to something and hit them with like 7 magic missiles, they are probably gonna die, to be fair. Ooh. Okay. Lifestone, it's a good item. You have 4 health regen anyways, it's not super relevant. The mana one would probably be nicer. I think we are done with this floor. Yes. And the exit is over this way. Yeah, with the way the new shops work, I think that having a set bonus, I don't know, I think they should add at least one more new item that affects shops. And let you buy 1 additional item, and then they could maybe do a set bonus, fancy plume, new item, vendor coin. If you get all 3, 1 shop reroll or something, I don't know. 1 shop reroll might actually be too powerful. That's my last level for the Thief, at least on New Game +1. So he is pretty ready for New Game 2. Oh god. That was a scary room, so I decided to use a potion. We still have full potions anyway, so. Apothecary set, man. If you can get the Apothecary set, you're in such good shape. See that passable wall down there? There's another statue here. Taking a few arrows to get in and be able to use... That was gonna turn into a scary situation, so I think that was well worth it. Yikes. It's still a little scary, to be honest. Taking a few arrows to the face to get in there and be able to smoke bomb is definitely worth it. Just don't die. Sorcerers and shotgun archers are pretty high priority. Man, he has health. Alright, that's good. That should give us combo? No, that's our first one. Could have sworn we had two. There's Fancy Plume. I still think Fancy Plume's a good item. Even though you can't buy out the shop. More options is always good. I think having more options is quite powerful. Which is why I think having a shop reroll on the set bonus would be maybe too strong. Maybe if they moved Vendor Coin up to uncommon. I don't think Fancy Plume's powerful enough to be rare, but the new one that lets you buy an extra item probably would be. So that could be a decent set bonus. Yikes. Okay. Let's get them over here. Deal with the enemies first. And we'll figure out what we're doing with this frost trap. Would I make the reroll cost 100 though, I wonder? There's something to be said making it the same as the normal one. There's a blueprint right there, that's cool. Making it the same as the town one probably makes the most sense. I don't think it should be free. If anything, I would change it to be more expensive. Because you'll be able to do it on multiple shops, albeit only once, so... Or even if they let you do it multiple times, but just increase the cost, it wouldn't be that bad. But I think only being allowed to do it once, and not after you purchase items, would be pretty fair. It's a journeyman's item, that's really good. Hello? Did I not get at it? Oh, it's a blueprint. What a... Okay. Well, that means I'm going to have a set bonus item that I can just start the game with, which is good. Honestly, the Journeyman's outfit is pretty good, so... Quite happy to have that one. Oh, we need to kill this statue. I'll use as many potions as it takes. They're coming back anyway. So I noticed I was at full potions again there, so I figured I'd use one to go in. Guarantee the kill on the frost trap. Oh, so that actually confirms that you can get blueprints and the Anvil in the same run. All this stuff is just a lot more common on New Game Plus game modes. There's a golden chest. Definitely want that. Oh, right, that doesn't work. Would prefer to kill this guy first. There we go. Stormcaller? I mean, it's okay. Is auto attack based and more left clicks, so I'll take it. We'll use another potion here. It's fine. Oh, the boss of this act actually got redesigned. And I think it's a much better fight now. It's more fun and more fair. For sure. It's not just a, can you run in circles while you regenerate mana for long enough anymore. And it's a little harder for melee too, I would say. I would say hopefully we'll get to see it on this run, but hopefully we won't get to see it in the best way. Do we have potions on this floor? No. Okay. Should try to conserve potions on the next floor, because it is still nice to have a good reserve. The fight's quite easier on Sorcerer now. I can say that much with confidence. It wasn't particularly difficult on Sorcerer before. You just keep throwing Orbs of Winter, and the fight kind of handles itself. One more room. Getting all the characters to... I was in here, right? Getting all the characters to New Game Plus 2 is probably something I should have already done by now. But I haven't really been playing the game. There's the shop. And we have Fancy Plume, so we should have plenty of options. Those shotgun archers, pretty annoying. I just dodged the mage projectile. Good, good. Alright, so you can see we have a scroll bar in the shop now, which looks a little strange. We have set bonus items first and foremost, so we're going to take this and this. And then, and honestly, the rest, Elven Bow is probably easily the best. Ring of Transmutation is not bad. Definitely go with the bow there. Aura is used in crafting items at the Anvil as well, so it's actually pretty useful now. It seems the next patch they have planned is going to be about the character classes as well, so hopefully some of the classes will get a bit of a redesign. I don't necessarily think they're all in a equal or even good place. Like Ranger is still really bad in particular. Brochures are really good. We're getting pretty up there in item count as well, which is great for Markham's items. Though to be fair, I only have the gold one, I think, right? The left click one would be nice. Attack damage. Honestly, the ore count one as well would be pretty appreciative. Smoke Bomb is such an underappreciated spell. I don't know if it's actually unappreciated by people who push New Game Plus and play Thief, but it's super unappreciated by me because only recently have I really understood just how good it is. Okay, we're gonna need to use potions here. I pulled a little too much. The Thief can get away with so much. It's such a powerful class. Your daggers do so much damage. They barely cost any mana. 20 per cast? Like, please. I don't even have full mana. I could cast it 10 times right now. Grappling Hook, super mobility, costs 6 mana. It stuns things. Smoke bomb. It stuns a whole room. It only costs 30 mana. It's rank 1. It stuns them for 3 seconds. I get just passive 25% evasion. I can hit things so fast. I get more gold. My gold makes me do more damage. They did put a cap on the gold damage, to be fair, but I mean, it's still super strong. Like, let's be honest. I forgot you can't stun that guy while spinning, so I kind of panic potioned there. Go a little easier on the potions, so I might take the rest of the floor pretty slowly. Oh, well, I guess it depends, because... Protective powers. That apparently doesn't pause the game, by the way. Where did the mini-boss come from? What? I didn't sign up for this. Alright, he's done. I wasn't intending to kill that guy with magic mirror, magic missile even, but I'll take it. I mean, yeah, that's what I tried to do. Calculate it. There's the threat. I think there's only one statue, so this shouldn't be too bad. Wait, there were 2? Or did he actually just snap back to full health? There must have been 2. Okay, there's the statue. Knew it had to be down this way because this is where the ghosts came from. At only 2 potions, I'm not sure I'm very happy with how the apothecary set's been treating me lately. Our energy does go up, or our mana really does go up very fast though. Alright, we're gonna have to pull this one back. There's another mini boss. Okay, got him. And the mages are down. Oh, 2 of them. Wow, there were a lot of mages. Is this enough mana to kill that? Probably. Yep. Easy. No problem. It's really sad that the ranger is so bad. Because his class title is really good for the thief. Having more physical damage is great. Alright, I wanted to burst that guy down before he started spinning. Oops. I dodged the spike. That's good. Ring of Rejuvenation. Not bad, not bad. Mages really are the worst. Our potions are looking pretty good again as well. We're up to 3. It's more than half. That's the whole floor, so it's gonna have to be good. I think we'll be fine. We'll be just fine. This boss is really not too bad anymore. Okay. Alright. Oh yeah, so the statues attack you now, but ghosts will not spawn. The fact that it doesn't spawn ghosts anymore makes it super fair. Yeah, see, the statues have attacks. It's a little irritating. But honestly, it's a much better designed fight, to be honest. Quite easy now, though, if you have a decent build. Reinforced gloves. That's a new item. And finally we get a Markham's item. A Markham's damage item. +1 skill power per item in my inventory. One more and we'll get the armor and resistance. Honestly, the 3rd level Markham set super strong for New Game Plus. His armor and resistance is extremely powerful now. Skill power, +15 from class titles, +30 from upgrades. Are we getting any other stuff, or do we actually have 30 items? I'd count, but I'm far too lazy. Even just doing 4 times whatever. Pretty lazy, dude. Pretty lazy. Okay, so this act used to be a huge drag, but they've pretty much redesigned this act as well, so it's a lot less annoying now. In New Game Plus 2, these Firefly's projectiles bounce, which is horrifying. And the eyeballs have a charge attack, like they'll dash at you. It's pretty gross. We can clear this pretty fast, though. Unfortunately, one wrong move and we could also die. Oh, so there's a secret room over there. We'll get there eventually. So you see these teleporters? They've actually fixed these. There are now a lot more secret rooms through teleporters. One of which will be right there. Note the pillar in the wall. Yeah, the portals won't even always be trap rooms anymore. Generally, I go through them as soon as I find them. So, here we go. Okay. Silver chest. Scarab of protection. Yeah, that's a good item. You have to be careful because I think these are designed for base move speed. So if you have all the upgrades, it's pretty easy to walk too fast and get hit. Yeah, we're pretty strong now. Our daggers do a lot of damage with the Markham's thing. Or honestly, our physical attacks doing pretty well too. If we get to the next act, pick up a few King's items. Oh, so myself and the guy that I usually play multiplayer with are pretty sure that they made the waves for this boss shorter, which is good, because man, this boss is tedious. It was tedious. It's not bad now, honestly. Oh, you can't stun ghosts. At least not with Smoke Bomb. God, these things are annoying. The fact that they hate your mana first, I mean... Mana's what you usually need to use to kill them, so... They slow you, they backpedal really hard. It's not a fun time. I've got another teleporter there. Now, part of our damage is probably coming from the fact that we have half the maximum damage boost from gold. Almost half, I should say. Thief does do a lot of damage. It's a shame that they made the gold cap at 100k now for purposes of the passive, but that's all good. That's all we really need, and on most normal runs you won't get more than that anyway. Buying items from the shops and stuff. Although I guess now when we have drinks that can give us like 200% gold gain. Or sorry, actually gives you 100% gold gain. It doesn't do exactly what it says. It's a bit of a liar, that one. It's not 200% gold gain. If you had base gold gain, it would put you at 200%, but as a thief, if I took that drink, I'd be at 358 right now, so. It does not give you 200%. It's considerably less good than I initially thought. I have done a run with that. It was a little tedious. If you've never experienced it before, negative health regeneration can't actually kill you, but it can set you to 0 health. And indirectly, that can kill you, because one hit will kill you, but also transitioning to another floor when you have 0 health kills you, so. Also, even though the game pauses enemies, it doesn't actually pause your health regeneration when you're in the shop interface. So you'll lose... You have to shop fast, or you start losing health. So we've done these two. I guess we'll do top left, and then we really should go to the shop. Excuse me while I don't go to the top left. Okay. So, potion. That's good. I'll be a lot more lenient with my potions now. I will try to remember to pick that up at the end of the floor. Oh, right, these jerks aggro through walls. What do you have for me? Duelist Edge? That's a definite. Rapier of Retaliation? I think that's also definite. And then the Journeyman's outfit? Man, there's so many good items in this shove. Stinger's amazing as well. I'm gonna go for this stuff though. The defense I think is more powerful at the moment. We're up to 42.3% evasion. Almost half of the time when we get hit, we will dodge the attack. By the way, the numbers on my cursor, well, one, they're fixed now. They used to, it used to be bugged. It would just always show your base mana and health. And it would tick in percentages. And then like, that's not there because I look at that and know how much mana and health I have. That's there so that I don't lose track of the cursor. I still check bottom left for my mana and health. I don't really, at a glance, if it's just the white cursor, if I'm looking around the screen, I'll kind of lose track of it because it doesn't stand out enough. But now I can kind of keep track of this with my peripheral vision. I'm never actually looking at my mouse cursor. Excuse me while I open a notepad because they haven't let us type in single player yet. Wither 2. When did a threat happen? And by a threat I mean, well, it's an eyeball, I guess. Oh dear. Look at all these delicious potions. Oh boy. Thanks for the potion. These, did I mention already? The teleporters are a lot more common now. And a specific teleporter will always take you to the same room. That was a lot less bad than it looked. It was honestly pretty safe that whole time. Home of Magic Missile. So now you can see I shoot 3 magic missiles. Which, I mean, at this point, it's already getting pretty decent. I don't like this. Okay, Markham Stone's good. How much ore gain are we up to now? 164%. The confusion puzzles really mess with me because they the confusion switches on such a strange delay. So it ends up being that there are a lot of other games where the confusion does pretty much nothing to me and I can just play as normal. This game, oh man. The confusion really messes with me. It's pretty ridiculous how big a contrast it is compared to other games. I think it's just because, like, if it lasted a little longer, your brain could adjust better. And then it switches back so abruptly. And then you'll be confused again, but it'll wear off again too fast to readjust. And you end up kind of just running back and forth on top of spikes and die. So... kind of take your time on confusion traps in this game. And as I've already mentioned at this run, I really hate taking my time. You know, I would fight you, but I have full potions and the floor is done, so see you later. That room looks dangerous. Let's go. Sometimes they can just take you to places like this that are not necessarily even in a secret area. That's pretty much the worst thing they can do. Because, like, here for example, I'm surrounded by enemies in a cramped corridor. And now I'm pushing out of mana, although I do have a potion, so if I get into a bad situation, I can just potion. In fact, I have full potions, so I can do that 5 times if need be. We're kind of already at the point where... Wait, do I have 3 Markham's items? Oh, I do. Yeah, we're kind of already at the point where this is just a normal run where enemies take a little longer to die. It's like, we have pretty normal armor now. We're reducing physical damage by 60 and resistance by 53. This is around where they start to fall off, so... Just doing a normal run against slightly harder enemies at this point. I'm getting a little lazy, to be honest. This has been a marathon run. Hour 19. We're not even on the last act yet. It's New Game Plus for you, I guess. I think this puzzle might always be the same. Actually, I don't think I've seen that pattern before. The entry points seem like they're always the same, though. Because I'm pretty sure this has always been an entry point every time I've seen this puzzle. Oh boy, 2 of them in one floor? Shouldn't have, game. Oh, that's the one we already took before. Oops. Honestly, there's more to do down here anyway. Yeah, things are doing little enough damage that I can more or less face tank. So it's been a good run. Pretty much just feels like regular new game, even though it's +1. Regular new game with more bullets. Alright, let's start with this one. Ooh. There are also these treasure rooms. Oh, that was really convenient. This put me exactly where I wanted to go next. A potion refill, don't mind if I do. Pop a potion literally just for combo, because they're gonna refill it anyway. Wasn't much up this way. Another treasure room. We haven't been seeing many of the trap rooms. I like it. I think we're done. Oh, there's a whole nother section of the map. Okay, we're not done. We're not done. Oh, I never did go back for those potions after, huh? I'm full though, so I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, it's like, so initially I was like, oh man, it's just gold. I'm not going over there. But there's a keg, so I have to go over there. Got malign 1. I'll get that after I clear top right. Hopefully there'll be a teleporter up here that takes me closer. So I don't even think this is that lucky a run, although the Markham's items, I think, contributed a lot to boosting my armor and resistance up this much. Like, we've completely negated the new game +1 just from upgrades, and we're +60 on items. The Markham's set bonus is contributing to that pretty large amount, I would say. Because look at our items, we have a scroll bar. Like, we're up to +63 spell power from items. And we have the Markham's wand. If we get the attack power Markham's item, that's honestly huge. I want to hit this before I get the teleporter, just in case it takes me far away. One of those secrets opened up right here as well. It's a lot of gold, quite a lot of ore. We're up to 64,000 gold. What? Oh. Hey, really, really cheap daggers. Let's go. What the heck is that puzzle, dude? That's a new one. I haven't seen that before. Okay, so we want to take this. Alright, so let's actually read what this one does. Oh, it's the 50% experience. Okay, so my friend actually started with this one. Oh, I already knew what it did. 50% experience minus 0.4 move speed. If you need experience, it's honestly very worth. I need to go get that switch. I guess we'll go these two. Not that I need the experience. Can't gain experience at the moment because I'm at the level cap for New Game Plus. Secret passage is opened up. Is that there? Do I want to run down there? Probably not. I don't see anything significant, so I think we're just gonna leave. Okay. So this is exhausting at this point. Chapter still drags a little bit. And maybe I'm taking it a little slower than usual, but I mean at this point there's not really a reason to take it slower than usual. So I'm just gonna face tank everything. Because I'm an impatient boy. And I want to win. But I want to win fast. I don't want to just take another half an hour to get out of this act, you know? There's immediately another one. Okay. Try to not forget that breakable wall we saw. Kurio's case. It's 2 of 3. This is our life now. We're walking across fire panels because I'm lazy. You know the run is pretty good when you can just walk across the fire and not even care. There honestly aren't even really any consequences to walking across the fire at this point. Like, I could take the shortest route out of here, or I could just go this way and get to the enemies quicker. Like, 50% of the time, the fire doesn't even hit me, so... what is there to be concerned about, really? Now we just need to get Markham's Mace and Sword of Kings. And we'll instantly delete anything we touch. Honestly, at this point, we get, like, Dragon Scale Mail and Cape of Fire, and I'll do the rest of the run without attacking. Like... in reality, though, Act 5 is pretty damaging. Like, you can definitely fail New Game Plus 0 with a maxed out character. Well, with some maxed out characters. Thief is one of them because he has low health. Although with this run, in New Game 0, when we don't have the minus armor debuff, I don't know if anything could damage us, honestly. Oh man, we didn't dodge the bomb. Okay. So over here's where that breakable wall was, I'm pretty sure. Some spell crit chance. It's not the worst thing. But it really is pretty good, I guess. We should get this first, just in case we don't have a more convenient time to come here later. Plate mail. 15 more armor, dude. Oh, sorry, 16 more armor. And 1 resistance. And 1% gold gain. And 1% ore gain. Did I mention the Markham's items are like pretty good? You know it's gotten easy because I'm not even using the smoke bomb anymore. Like, that use there, not even necessary. That was literally just me remembering that the skill exists. Okay, so we've got Dark 3, Blood 4. I'm tempted to just leave, honestly. Is this the third floor? Yeah. So the next floor is the boss. I think we're clear the floor anyway. Let's see. Okay, that is dark. I don't have to change anything. I already got the right order. Oh, there's a button. Okay. 3 ore, 4 ore, some gold. You know, it's all the way over there, though. Malign is first. So we don't have to do this quite as long anymore. We think. It seems faster, right? The Great Threat already? We might not even see the Great Threat. Yeah, he's not gonna make it to us. Can't damage the boss before he spawns anymore, which is a little sad. But I mean, that was a bug, so... Why did the pillars light up? There's a mechanic to this fight that I've never seen before. That might be because it's new? I think there's probably a better place to stand on this one, but I don't remember where it is. He's spawning over there. Good. So that spawn in particular is why this is not a great place to stand. But since we can see it coming and react, I guess it's fine. Yeah, these definitely seem faster. Because, like, that's over already. Okay, we're gonna bait these out on this one and then go in. And go out. Okay, new step. Why did they light up? Should I let them live on one of these? His confusion lasts a lot longer. Oh wait, for dark I think you go down here. Yeah. Why are they spawning in the bad spots? I mean, it doesn't matter because I'm so overpowered at this point, but if this were higher New Game Plus, it would be mildly irritating. This is definitely so much faster. I'm a fan. Alright, blood is next. The pillars are gone. I definitely could not tell you what this boss's New Game Plus mechanic is. Alright, so we top left on this one. And if he spawns next to us this time, again? Okay. He didn't get to laser us, which is good. Greater Sphere of Regen. It's great. That's another great one to attune to if you happen to get the blueprint. You want to double that? 6 mana regen during or double 6 mana regen during combo to 12? What's that? You have the Chaffle buff? Do it again? 24? That would be pretty effective, personally. So these guys are dealing decent damage to me. Like, we have 100 armor. What? Where are we even getting this much attack damage? Do we have Arkham's Mace? No, we have 3 items and we have golden ore. What? Excuse me? This is such a good run. So powerful. So yeah, those wall flame traps are new. I have actually seen that the last time I did a run. Which is, yesterday. So. Gold chest. Assassin's dagger. That's decent. We don't really need any more items. Boots of the Giant. That's a new epic item. I'll read that more in depth. Stun enemies for 2 seconds when colliding with them, plus 50 health. Yeah, that's honestly pretty good. We can just walk into enemies and they get stunned. Yeah, yes please. For left click? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like I can just walk straight into enemies and they get stunned. Oh my god, that's powerful. It's really, really good for Thief. Look at her combo regen. It's insane. What is it? 17.5 on Thief? I can just throw daggers forever. Yeah, so the imps are a little different now. He'll go away after a while, supposedly. So you have to catch them fast. I haven't gone back much later, but they do stay for a good while. Like you really don't have to be in a rush to get them mid-combat or anything. Okay. Staff of Volatile casting. We have a lot of spell damage, so it's really good. It's honestly, like, that's a blue item as well. You can get blueprints for these. Plus 20% crit chance with spells. Yes, yeah, please, I want that. I want to attune that. Like I would love to be attuned to this item. The attuning is going to fix a lot of the scaling problems. Which, honestly, the Markham's items are already doing a good job of. The Arkham's 3 set. The Markham's 3 set is going to be insane. Like, where's the Markham's item? I just... it's exceptionally powerful. We have enough game left for the pickaxe to be good. We definitely want shield breaker. Oh, so the game just doesn't pause when you're in the shop now. I guess that's by design then, specifically for the health regen potion. The resistance could be useful, but it's falling off pretty hard now. Plus 10% total damage. Probably get that. Honestly, though, pickaxe shield breaker constructs. I think that's the best. Hero and Nun's throwing pan. Can't be shot from behind with projectiles anymore. Except for mage projectiles. Like, let's attune shield breaker. 50% chance to apply the buff? I mean, that one's actually not even that bad. Not even that good. Can attune the pickaxe. 100% ore gain. Having the option to start a run with a pickaxe and attune to it is really good. Attunes are permanent, by the way. You spend skill points on them, and then your character is just permanently attuned to that item. Even if you don't start the run with it, pick it up in the dungeon, it has a doubled effect. We're a little OP. That item's not even that good, but you know what? It gave me +1 armor and resistance and spell power, so... Oh, they added a spooky sound effect to the mana drain files. Spooky. Ugh. Ever do this on New Game Plus? I mean, honestly, probably. You've played this patch. But I don't necessarily think that New Game Plus 1 should be any harder than this. Especially when the in-game achievements want you to hit +5. Probably should have waited on that. It's the first King's item. It's another Courier's item. Oh, it's all three. Get a whole lot of stuff for that. Just casual 126, 123. We're only taking 30% damage from enemies. I just stood on those spikes for full seconds and didn't get punished. Like, I can just stand on the spikes. Even if it hits me, it doesn't do that much. But, like, probably it doesn't hit me because it only has a 50% chance. Oh, Dragon Scale Mail. Don't mind if I do take 25% less damage. Depending on how that works, I might be dangerously close to being immune to damage. Hit me. Oh, wait. We'll go stand and fire or something and see how much damage we take. I didn't even use the fountain. You can have more items than this if you get a fountain roll that spawns more chests. Wait, hit me. Dude, we can live so long. Even surrounded by enemies hitting us. 4 health regen. And half the time, they can't even hit us in the first place. Feels good. Just critting for 900 melee damage. Gotta live long enough for the game to carry you. Clearly we're over, yeah, we're well over 200, well over 200% organ. 35% chance to get 3 now. We always get 2. Scepter of Kings. It's quite a lot of spell power. Our daggers are going to hurt. We have to try really hard to die to that, and normally that's the impossible trap. Three ore? More like 6+ ore. Gonna run out of gold keys. That must have been a combo crit or a spell nova or a magic missile crit because it did 1300. Easy. Casual stroll to take my guaranteed win. There's stuff in here? Just gold? Don't really care about just gold. Is this the last floor before the dragon? Oh, we're out of gold keys. Another monster manual. Take an additional 10% damage. I'd really like to find the Markham's attack speed item. That would be pretty insane. Oh, I wonder if there's an attack speed buff from the shrines. We haven't gotten unlimited potential either yet. Endless potential. Okay. We have infinite mana now. That's what that does. Can see this one runs out pretty quick though. Which it should, because let's be honest, it's extremely powerful. This is a game-breaking buff. And we have it for the dragon. Quick recap. We're on New Game +1 with the Thief. We have minus 50 armor and MR. Armor and resistance, even. So those stats, they're pretty low. We dodge almost half of attacks. 27% crit chance on our left click. No, that's the higher one. So it's on our skills. And we have almost 20 on left click. 300% crit damage, 350% left click crit damage, a lot of spell power, a lot of attack power. Where our Markham set. We have the 3-piece Markham set, which is giving us so much armor. We found this new epic item, Boots of the Giant, so we can just walk into things and they get stunned. Picked up the Scepter of the Kings. It's been a good run. It's been a good run. I liked this run. This was a very fun run. Oh, also we have endless potential for the dragon fight, which is cool. And we dodged that icicle. Just potion, might as well. Stay safe. New Game +1 Thief on the new patch. Okay, let's take a quick look at the Anvil. Alright, so it's not per character. The Anvil is per town. Attuning is per character, though. Yeah, so attuning is per character. That's just a permanent unlock. That item becomes better, twice as effective. In most cases. I'm sure there are some that don't stack very well. Or at all. Like Fancy Plume. Although, with the attune system, assuming a Fancy Plume's even a blueprint, they probably fixed it so that it stacks. I wonder if vendor coin stacks or if it's even a blueprint. But yeah, this is the Anvil interface. You can make one item per run. The cost varies a little. And then the attune cost, it doesn't vary for these, but they're all commons. So I assume the higher rarity ones will take more stars. Yeah, it's the new Hammerwatch patch. It is a lot of fun. And if you were struggling with New Game pluses before, give it another shot. That was a 2-hour video. If you made it to the end, thank you. You're as insane as I am for recording a 2-hour Hammerwatch run and uploading it. Yeah. Also, I kind of glossed over the fact that this was here. It's pretty self-explanatory. You can reroll. There's also, you can, you don't have to move the mouse back and forth when you're mass buying and selling ore and stuff, or keys. You can just hold it still and left click as fast as you want. Now there was also one other drink that we picked up without looking at. I think it was just this one. 20 skill power, 10 resistance. This is pretty good. Not bad at all. Alright. Thanks for watching this extremely long video.